The Epstein thing, it now appears that they only need two more Republicans to do this discharge petition, but it appears that Massey may not be able to find them.
Well, Trump was calling them all up and saying it will be considered a hostile act if you vote for this. And which, I mean, to me, that's such a cell phone, right? A hostile to who? Trump? Well, that kind of proves the point, doesn't it? I mean, if it's hostile to release this, obviously, he personally has something to hide here. He's personally involved himself in it now. He doesn't even, I mean, he says, oh, it's a hoax and they're a bunch of Democrats. And I read something, maybe it's on the Daily Beast or one of the sort of gossipy sites, saying that he was known to be saying that these women were all liars and, and whores. So he's definitely, but this has all been behind the scenes. He actually came out and said, it'll be a hostile act. You will be hostile to me personally if you do this. And
that seems weird.
Yeah, why would that be? Why would it be hostile to him? Why would he even involve himself in this thing? Why is he even care?
I have nothing to do with it, except for the memory of Jeffrey. I don't want him.
I wish him well. I wish him well.
Let's put this up. This is number 7. This is he posted this today. I so don't care about this at all. That he writes what, as far as I can tell, maybe the longest thing he's ever written his entire life. I'll read it here. The confused and badly failing Democrat Party did nothing about Jeffrey Epstein while he was alive, except befriend him, socialize with him, travel to his island, and take his money. So at least he's acknowledging that there were some relationships like this. They knew everything there was to know about Epstein. I suppose also they could have just asked Donald Trump's former labor secretary, Acosta, who is testifying behind closed doors, I think in a week or something. Mm-hmm. But now, years after his death, they out of nowhere are seeming to show such love and heartfelt concern for his victims. Does anybody really believe that? Where were they during the very public trial, his public trial, and all those years before his death? The answer is nowhere to be found. Now dying after the DOJ gave thousands of pages of documents in full compliance with a very comprehensive and exacting subpoena from Congress.
He wrote that sentence.
I was going to say, that does not sound like Donald Trump.
Yeah. Signature DJ T.
Boss, can I put in a parentheses? A what? A what? It won't be, it'll just be a parentheses.
How many times has he said exacting?
Yeah, exacting.
Yeah.
Capital the S on subpoena so they know it's from me. Epstein case was only brought back to life by the radical left Democrats because they're doing so poorly with the lowest poll numbers in the history of the party, 16%, while the Republicans are doing so well, among the highest approvals the party has ever had. The Dem don't care about the victim. I mean, whatever. It's all the... It's all the same stuff. But what's interesting is between his saying that the bags being thrown out of the White House, his instant lie of like, it's all AI. Anything bad is AI. And then his little treatise he's written about like the Democrats. It's interesting because this radical left-wing organization set up like a sting with a guy who turns out to be acting deputy secretary of the DOJ, or acting deputy chief of the DOJ. Oh, in this radical left-wing organization is like James O'Keefe. I don't know if he's still involved with Project Veritas.
No, it's his new group that did this. Yeah.
New Veritas or whatever it is.
He got kicked out of Project Veritas because he stole money. Yeah,
I know he did, but he on the video he's talking in front of a Project Veritas thing, so I can't quite make it out. But this is Joseph Schnitt. He is the acting deputy chief, Office of Enforcement Operations in the DOJ. Now, there's, I think, like a dozen deputy chiefs, although like traditionally. but they've gotten rid of the civil rights division practically. So I don't know if there's any deputy chiefs, frankly, around. Enforcement operations is really sort of like the he's in charge of the shock troops, and so I would imagine he is like he's not like some holdover from the civil rights division. In other words,
Right.
like he is a Trump political approved hire. And here he is on, I guess it was a Hinge date. Shout out. And being secretly recorded talking about what he later claims is just news reports. I want you to just think that, because his claim was like, oh, I was talking personally, everything I just got from the news. And I haven't heard, I haven't read anything about this from
News
the news.
to me.
Yep, good.
U.S. Attorney's Office.
Recently, the FBI and DOJ have come under fire for promising transparency.
Yeah, so this is a joint, I think, play with O'Keefe and Veritas. Okay.
But those files do exist.
Yeah, thousands and thousands of pages of files.
Oh, pause it for 1 second. Go
Every-
back. I just want you to hear this. The date, the undercover journalist says those files exist. They're talking about the Epstein files. And he's like, oh, yeah. Good.
But those files do exist.
Yeah, thousands and thousands of pages of files. They'll redact every Republican or conservative person in those files, leave all the liberal, Democratic people in those files.
I think they visited that Maxwell person
Yeah,
and also involved.
got transferred to a minimum security prison too recently, which is against BOP policy because she's a convicted sex offender. They're offering her something to keep her mouth shut.
That was the acting deputy chief of
Whoa, wait a second.
Second date incoming.
Yeah, I guess so.
Wait, has James O'Keefe been negatively polarized to be against the Republicans now?
I mean, I think the guy who needs hits. Now what's interesting is like how little this is traveling through those channels. Like it's almost as if all the regular conduits, but this seems like a big deal. Now, again, this deputy chief claims like he only read about this in the news. Now, the Maxwell thing, I don't know. He's talking about BOP policy. I think that must be Bureau of Prisons. I didn't know that was Bureau of Prisons policy. That's sort of news to me, but maybe I don't read the right newspapers. But this Epstein thing, it's hard to imagine it goes away unless because those women who were at the press conference said, we have a list. We're compiling a list and we will put it out if Congress does nothing.
Well, that's right. And the fact that O'Keefe did this, let me just say that he was quoted later. He posted on X that sort of a weird tepid thing. Well, I think that guy might be a Democrat. He's not. I mean, the DOD came out and defended him and said, yes, he does work here, but he doesn't have access to the information and blah, blah, blah. But they did not come down on him as they would have if he was a Democrat. He's one of them. There's no doubt about it. But anyway, that's what O'Keefe said. But the fact that O'Keefe is one of the people doing it, I don't think he's been negatively polarized. He's a part, he needs hits. Yes, that's what it's all about for him and for many of these influencers. But there is a whole faction on the MAGA side that is not letting go of this. And we know this because Marjorie Taylor Greene, of all people, and Lauren Boebert and Nancy Mace are the three, aside from Thomas Massie, who have signed on to the discharge petition. And when the survivors came out and said, we've been waiting for somebody to put out the names and they're not doing it, so we will do it because we know who trafficked us. their lawyers were concerned because that what they've been afraid of this whole time is they're naming very powerful people. And that's kind of terrifying, especially in today's environment, that they would, find themselves on the wrong side of, I don't know, violence even. So Marjorie Taylor Greene and Thomas Massie said, that's okay. They can give us the list. We'll go on the floor of Congress and we will name all these names. And we have a constitutional protection that, you cannot, hold anyone liable for what they say on the floor of Congress, according to the Constitution.
Was done in the context of Mike Gravel,
That's right.
the Pentagon Papers.
The Pentagon Papers.
Former senator from Alaska.
Yeah, and so this is Greene came out and said she was at that press conference, and she came out and said it. Now, Marjorie Taylor Greene is as MAGA as it gets, right? I mean, she was the space lasers and QAnon and everything before she got in Congress. Total Trump.
After she got in Congress too, I think.
Of course, after she got in Congress. But this is not this is a person who has tremendous credibility among the MAGA faithful. There's no doubt about it. I mean, I think she's nuts, but nonetheless, on this particular issue, she is representing a fair number of MAGA people who do not believe, who see this as a cover-up and are beginning to see the cover-up is Donald Trump and the Republican Party. They're already hostile to Pam Bondi. They're hostile to Kash Patel, both of whom promised to release this stuff and didn't really do it. They're starting to turn on members of Congress like James Comer. And so you've got that tells you something. And that is why this thing is not going to go away. If it was just Democrats holding another press conference on the steps, Trump wouldn't care. I don't think it would matter. The MAGA people would be behind him. He would know that he wouldn't have to call up people personally and say I will take it personally that this is a hostile act if you vote for this. He knows that that this is a problem for him among his own people. And so, I don't think it can go away. There's no way it can go away because this thing, by the way, these people will never be satisfied. I don't care what they put out at this point. They're not going to believe it.
Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.